The 18 Americans who were on the cruise ship hit by hantavirus are now back in the U.S. They landed in Nebraska overnight. Officials say at least one of those individuals has tested positive for the virus. News 4's Megan McGrath joins us live outside the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda with the latest on what is next for these passengers and what you need to know about the virus. Megan?
Well, good morning. Yeah, we just got a lot more information about those 18 people who were brought here to the United States, specifically to the hospital in Nebraska, the University of Nebraska Medical Center. A press conference happened at 10 o'clock this morning, kind of giving an outline of where people are, who was transported, what the long-term and the short-term plans are for those individuals. Now, here is what we know. 18 people were transported from the Canary Islands to the United States on a State Department charter. 2 people have been transferred to a facility in Atlanta, Georgia. There are 16 people at the University of Nebraska Medical Center. Now, one of those people is in the biocontainment unit because at one point they had symptoms. However, in that press conference, we were told that that person is no longer experiencing symptoms. But again, they are still in that containment unit. The other 15 people in Nebraska are in quarantine and are said to be doing well.
We welcomed 15 passengers to the quarantine unit early this morning. One passenger did go to the biocontainment unit, and I'll let Dr. Hewlett address that patient. The 15 that were welcomed here were in good shape. They were in good spirits. They definitely were tired and needed some rest, so we did a quick assessment. We brought them into the unit. Very smooth and successful, safe transfer. Once they're in the unit, we've been doing symptom monitoring as well as temperature checks. Everyone here is asymptomatic and afebrile and do not have a temperature at this time. They're all resting now, and we'll do further assessments later in the day once they've had a chance to sleep.
And one person has tested mildly positive for the hantavirus. Now, in terms of what we know about this Andes strain of this virus, it can be transmitted from person to person. But medical experts say that it is very difficult to actually infect someone. You have to have very close contact with that individual in order to transmit that virus. So that's some good news there. Now, the quarantine period for this is 42 days. That's what they said during the press conference. Now, what will happen with the people that would have been brought back to the U.S. is that they are going to be looked at or monitored for the next several days. If they are okay, not showing symptoms, not getting ill, then they will be given the option of either staying in the hospital for that full 42 days. But again, if they are not symptomatic, if they're feeling okay, they will have the option of going home and being monitored for the rest of that quarantine period then. Should also mention, this did not come out in this press conference, but through the Virginia State Health Department, we do know now that there is one Virginia resident who was on that cruise ship, disembarked and then went home to Virginia. So that person is in Virginia at this point. Now, for privacy reasons, the health department is not sharing information about where in Virginia that person lives. So we don't have any of that information. What we are told is that they are doing well and that they are being monitored, and that any updates will be provided if necessary. So a lot of new information here, and we're going to continue to get updates, of course, and follow this story very closely. Erica?
Megan McGrath joining us live this morning. Megan, thank you. And we know you might be worried about this. Look for breaking updates on air, online, and in our NBC Washington app.